It was about 175K. Great people, great community, a lot of resources for you to learn. I definitely pulled about like 50, 60K out. I spend 2 to 3 hours per day on my screen, worth every penny. If you want to escape the matrix, it's that simple. We can make money from our fingertips.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Thank you so much for joining me today for this PlayBit client interview. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So let's dive straight into it about PlayBit. Can you briefly describe who you are, what you do outside of trading?
Sure. My name is Ryan. Obviously, I'm a full-time trader. For this, I was prior student. I was learning business administration and economics, and a former semi-amateur basketball player.
No way. Were you like semi-pro?
Yeah, I was playing like at a national level. So like in France, we have the professional first league and second league, which are like the pro leagues. And then below those leagues, we have National 1, National 2, National 3, which are national leagues, which are semi-pro leagues. Yeah.
Amazing, man. So on the topic, just out of curiosity, you still play even though like you're trading and stuff?
Yeah. So like during the week, Monday to Friday at like from like 6 to 7 p.m. till about like 8 or 9, we have practices. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have games.
Amazing, man. Love to hear it. So I guess on the topic, can you share a little bit about what you did before PlayBit in a little bit more detail?
Yeah. So for Playbit, so I was
Before trading, sorry, and PlayBit, I guess.
yeah, before trading, well, I was in high school and I was just full on, it was just full on basketball, man. I never heard about crypto or trading or none of that up until after I graduated high school because, the question comes, what do you want to do in life? And you got to do something you love. And, as a man in this world, you want to feel powerful at some point in time. And I realized early that with no money, there's no power. So I told myself, if I do what I love, I'm probably going to live my life as a powerless man. And that's not something I want to do. So I started looking into, I guess, new ways of earning money. And, with content being a big thing in 2018, 2019, being pushed on everybody, I came across this trading academy. And one of my friends was in it. And that's where it all started.
That's amazing, man. It's a beautiful thing to get into this world of online money, right? Trading, whether it's social media content, whatever it is, it truly gives freedom once we've reached a stage which it can give the freedom and power, like you said. Like life as a man without money is a life without power. And there's a life without comparison where we're always seeing that guy on social media who looks like he has the power. And obviously trading is just one of many vehicles that can allow us to take that step towards power, if we want to call it that, right?
I agree.
So obviously a life of a trader or a basketball player going into trader, I guess when you're in your first year, 2 years, or however long before you found PlayBit, what were some of your frustrations? What were some of the challenges you faced? Like, have you got a bit of a story about the journey?
Yeah, man, it was funny, right? As soon as I started trading, I think my first 2 weeks, I was trading gold, and I made some decent money on it. And I was like, oh, this is easy, man. I got this in the pocket, right? So I cash out, half of my account, take 2 trades, I wake up to nothing. So then that was my first reality check, right? It was proper risk management.
Yeah.
So that was a frustration I had because I wasn't willing to accept a loss. I thought that there has to be a model that is 100%. There's no point I can lose this because market only goes up and down, right? But that was one of my big struggles was proper risk management and learning how to take losses, learning how to cut losses short, figuring out at some point where to take your profits. Where do you get out of the market? That is something that cost me a lot of money. Every time I would have this I'll check the chart. Oh, let me send a screenshot to my friends. And I come back and it's like half the position is gone. I'm like, you know what? Maybe every time I want to send a screenshot, that's probably the time to take your money. So I kind of started like that, but I was still struggling to grow my account. So I was able to like make some money here and there, pay for some things left and right, but I was never able to compound my account. And essentially that was my main goal, was just growing my account. Over time I was learning that you want to trade quality, not quantity. So
Right,
if I
yeah.
was able to compound my account and grow it large, I can content myself with 2 or 3 trades a month that would kind of cover my, living expenses or whatever unhealthy habits I wanted to support back then.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like the biggest challenges were risk management and maybe a bit of discipline as well. And I guess the
A lot
mindset.
of discipline, discipline
Yeah.
and proper risk management were definitely key issues I was
I
facing
think
before playing.
I think that's like 50% of the battle. Strategy is one thing. Like every trader could trade the same strategy, but it's the psychology, the risk management, the discipline that really makes that trader, well, that person into a trader. Anyone can execute strategy, but not everyone can be a good trader, right?
Exactly. It gets a lot more complicated once you're in the trade than before
Yeah.
you get into the trade. That's what I realized.
Like the emotional side of things for sure. So obviously that's a little bit about the foreplay bit, the processes. So how has that changed since you've been working with us? How have you been able to develop consistent profitability? What are the best results that you've achieved? How has your life, your career, or anything like that improved? Obviously, since being with Playbit.
So, ever since joining Playbit, man, everything from mental health, physical health, emotional health, financial health, everything bloomed. And, I'm not just saying, oh, Ty did this for me, or it's one of those communities where you actually get true input from real people that been through your shoes, right? And what really helped me a lot was the fact that I was seeing people just like me getting started and then working their way up through Playbit or through life with trading, right? And that's something that definitely it motivated me because I was like, if they can do it, I can do it too. So Playbit helped a lot with transparency. They had a lot of tools and the fact they had a lot of experience. And that's something that a lot of people kind of hide or keep it to the low. But I feel like for Ty and for this community, it's like they believe in abundance, right? If,
Yeah.
$10,000 in my pocket won't take $10,000 out of his pocket. And that's something that it gives like kind of like of a family kind of like vibe, Yeah, that was definitely a good choice, right? Joining Playbit was definitely a good choice, man.
Definitely. It's definitely more than just the trading aspect of it, right? Like there's a huge networking aspect of it, and there's a big push to improve as a human being, not just improve as a trader.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
huge push that I always talk about is like a disciplined life is going to breed a disciplined trader. Like if you can't get up in the morning and do your workout, if you can't eat your fruits and veg, if you could like the basic fundamentals of how to be a healthy person, if you can't even execute on that, how do you expect to handle like the psychological tax that comes with that position going up and that position coming all the way back down? Like you got to have that robust mentality for sure. And from what I'm hearing, like the networking aspect and the like the transparency and the self-improvement, like the fitness stuff as well in Playbit, definitely have benefited from that as well, which is contributed to your success as a
Correct.
trader.
Yeah, you guys share books in there. I mean, there's just there's so many resources in there. And there's even more than trading. Like, I know a lot of people are like, for example, into like, flipping cars or like auctioning things. And I know ties into that as well. So like, you can always find something else in there as well. Like if you want to, there's a lot of people that got into drop shipping, for example. Like there is a bunch of avenues that you can take within Playbit that didn't just involve around trading. And that's something that was beautiful because it's like we wanted to uplift anybody that was willing to put in the work. That's also the thing. A lot of people wanted to be spoon fed, but you got to also take the time for yourself to do it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of avenues to make money, especially with the recent affiliate and ambassador program as well, right? Like it's a very generous offer for
Exactly.
people to
Yeah.
be able to generate recurring revenue just for introducing someone, but they can make monthly money. So I guess the premise of all of that is Playbit, yes, primarily focuses trading, but what people don't see from the outside is that the trading is to create active income. We also try to offer a lot of passages to make passive or more passive income, and also what to do with that income once you've reached profitability to actually keep it and then generate more wealth with that income. Like the big ethos is trading is active income, but after you've been doing that for so many years and you have, I guess, a lot of income, what do we do with that to generate? I'm going to use the cliche word and say generational wealth rather than, like make the investment and stuff. So that's a big thing that we try to push as well. So I guess that leads
I
me.
hope that's the end goal for everybody. Passive income. That's
Definitely. And wealth. Absolutely. So that
Yeah.
leads me to the next question. So can you just remind me how long you've been trading full time for?
So I've been trading full time for about 2 years now. Yeah.
Perfect. And how long have you been a Playbit member? I know now your lifetime, but like going back dating.
I first joined Playbit in 2020, but I didn't stay. I only did it for a few months, because I was one of those people that was like, oh, market's against me. So I fully committed to Playbit in 2021. That's when I first
2021.
joined. I spent a few months, putting in the work. And then 2022, I really got deep into trading, and I was able to kind of rely on that.
Perfect. So it's safe to say that you've been trading in PlayBit for 4 or 5 years, full-time trading for 2 years. So is it safe to say that PlayBit had some contribution for you taking that leap from regular individual with trading interest to full-time trader, being able to sufficiently support yourself and your family and your lifestyle just through trading and investing?
Yeah, definitely. Playbit gave me the confidence to actually step up and do it. And what really pushed me and tipped me over was when I seen Casper and Jaden really just explode. Because I remember me and Casper, we're in the same boat when we first started. And when I kind of like pushed it off to the side a little bit, but he kept pushing, that's when consistency hit me. That's when I was like, you just can't give up. That's really what, you just can't stop doing it, or it just won't work. And it's pretty much with everything in life. So I figured that one out, and I came back in full force, and I was like, you know what? Ain't no way I'm letting Casper beat me this.
Exactly.
That's when I was like, yeah, I gotta make this work. And then I saw Jaden, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. We starting the same fucking like times, bro. This is crazy, right? So yeah, definitely being in PlayBit, bro, and seeing all these people like achieve their goals, that definitely like pushed me to the max. That motivated me, and I started taking my own trades, and I was more confident about things. So yeah, PlayBit definitely helped give me the keys to start this vehicle I'm rolling in, man.
I love to hear it. Yeah, it is crazy how far they've come along as well, isn't it? Like Casper's his whole own entity now. He's absolutely huge, driving
Crazy,
a
bro.
McLaren. Jaden, one of the top traders on Top Step, all coming from the PlayBit
Hey,
community. So
so feels so good, man. These are regular people, bro, that just had no clue, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see it, man.
absolutely. So obviously, coming from a regular individual, joining into PlayBit, taking that transition into a full-time trader about 2 years ago, can you describe the kind of time commitment required on your end as a PlayBit member on a day-to-day basis to obviously do the learning and then eventually into doing the earning? Like, are you glued to your screen all the time? Do you have the resources just to kind of spend a few hours there so you can also live your life and have that life of freedom and abundance that trading provides? I'd definitely love some insight from you on that, from your perspective.
When I first started trading full time, so 2 years ago, I was I would spend as long as I could on the screens, either learning, watching videos, or trading models. I actually got fired from like 2 jobs because I was on my phone too much because I was looking at charts. But
Love
I didn't
that.
care. Like, man, I got more. You don't know. I'm gone. See you. So the first 6 months, I was very, very focused, and I took as much time as I was given per day. And I did that for a few months. Last year in May is when I officially, made it, I guess. I was able to, just walk away from school, walk away from work, sold what I had to sell. I was like, all right, where to next? So, since last year's summer, I'd say I have a built schedule now, whereas like, because I'm on a U time zone, the market here opens around 3:30 p.m. So I wake up in the morning around like 9. I'll go to the gym, be done by noon, come home, walk my dogs. 2:30 comes, I open the charts up. So I kind of like do a little bit of pre-market. Then the live sessions come up, and I'm always joining the live sessions. And once those live sessions are over, from the futures market, I switch over to the crypto market because I do trade different markets. So I spend 2 to 3 hours per day on my screen looking at charts, I would say, and then maybe an extra hour reading articles or scanning Twitter or seeing what's going on in the world. So I got to a point where I make it like a job because,
Yeah.
like we said, it is active income at the end of the day. You have to perform and you have to be present. And so I treat it like a full-time job out here, 6 hours. So I guess like a full-time European job. So Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 hours on the screens. On the weekends, I try to limit a little bit, but then, crypto is unfortunately always there, dinging, dinging, dinging. So
Always, always. That's great though. Like 4 to 5 hours, maybe 6 hours from a location of your choice, not from an office with a boss, not with a commute in the morning with an alarm clock. You wake up when you want, you wake up where you want. And essentially, I'm assuming now that you're full time, you make more money than you did at your job, right? So that is the life that we all aspire to build as traders. And obviously, I'm super happy that PlayBit has managed to contribute to a part of, your success. Obviously, no one's going to take any credit for anyone's success because it's to the individual's hard work. For example, the more they put in, the more they get out. Like you said, you started at the same time as the other guys or some of them who have blown up. And because they kept going maybe for the initial 2 to 3 years, you're just like, because you've just come into that 2-year period, maybe they've been in it for 4 years. But if anyone kind of puts their head down and puts the time in, the screen time, the learning and everything like that, they do get there eventually with the right guidance. And obviously that's what we really pride ourselves on trying to deliver as well.
It's great guidance. Amazing guidance, man. It's especially for people that want to take it. There's people out there that don't want it, and that's too bad for them. But if you're dedicated, if you want to escape the matrix, it's that simple. Like, we can help, but you got to put in the work yourself.
Absolutely. I'm curious of 2 questions. Obviously, learning everything that I've learned about you thus far, I have 2 questions. So 1, if you're happy with sharing, what's been your biggest win since joining PlayBit? And 2, what areas do you think PlayBit has given you the most value?
Sure. The biggest win was I was actually on a spot bag because I was accumulating Bitcoin when it was in the 20 to 15K ranges, January of 2023 actually. So it was about 175K that I was able to pull out of that. That was my first real realization, right? I was like, oh, right, shit, going to the big town right now. So I left some Bitcoin there, but I definitely pulled about like 50, 60K out. And, I spent summer, going to Greece and going to Italy, going to Netherlands, Germany, went to Spain, went to Romania. So I definitely I wanted to make sure it was real and it was me who did it. And then I was like, okay, now we're just going to get back to it. And that's when I actually, I used some of those funds to pay for, Top Step combines. Because, I was seeing that the results that were being given out on those combines, funded accounts, I told myself that I can actually save my crypto for myself for the future, and I can actually use Top Step to kind of pay for my day-to-day expenses.
Yeah, treat it like a business, because the payout, it works as the same as personal income, or if you run it for a limited company, it works the same as corporation income as well. So Top Step's awesome. I love the whole system we've got with Top Step, stacking the 5 accounts on top of each other, aiming to make 300 to 400 a day, but you stack that by 5, and all of a sudden over the course of a week, obviously, if it goes well, you end up stacking a good bit of cash. So I'm also very happy. I personally also am using this system. I'm super happy that you're taking advantage of this system as well. I was going to ask, link that back to the question was, in what area has PlayBit given you the most value? And I'm talking about present day rather than a few years ago. So I was going to ask, is it Top Step? Is it the daily live sessions?
Yeah, man, those daily live sessions are low key, because even when we don't talk about trading, we talk about something that's actually helpful, whether it's taxation or real estate or health, or even being a better human. There's always so much value in those live calls. I actually think those are very, very essential to the growth and the upkeeping of the community.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably what I would say a big percentage of the value proposition is. You got all the crypto trades, you got all the stock and options and the long-term investing. But what really makes PlayBit unique is real-time live in front of you every single day. I mean, there are millions of trading groups out there, signals groups, telegrams, but to do it so transparently, we win together, we lose together. It's like family. Yeah, it's not the same, is it? It's super transparent, and I don't know, it kind of just feels like a community, like you're trading with your bros and your sisters if there are some girls in there. And I also agree. So I'm also happy you said that as well, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great value in those streams, and you learn something every day. And even when you take a loss, you learn something. And it's full of people that want to uplift you and want to see each other win. And when you see somebody pass the combine or get their first payout, or just so much joy, and it's nice, man. It's a great thing to have.
Absolutely. Based on the results you've had in the last couple years, let's say, where do you see yourself and trading results going? Obviously, with PlayBit, you're a lifetime member, so you're going to be in PlayBit, so it's safe to say that. Where do you see, based on the past projection, your future projection of maybe 1 and 2 years? Where do you see your trading results and your life results going?
Good question. Honestly, I never took too much thought about it, and the only reason why is because ever since I came back to France to help my mom's out, my goal in mind that I set for myself is kind of help her retire by the end of the year. And then I'll have some weight lift off my shoulders. Then I can think about myself a little bit more. I'm not as worried about myself because we can make money from our fingertips, literally. We don't have to do too much. So given the fact that I know that, kind of helps maintain a confidence. I'm not a very flashy person, and I don't have, big expenses. I don't have any kids. I don't have a girl. I don't really have much holding me down. So honestly, I just want to make sure my mom's going to be good. And after that, I don't know, probably by 30, I hope I'll be able to retire, and retire in the sense where I've grown enough capital from trading that I can put it in a passive income vehicle. And most of my ideas are leaning towards real estate.
Absolutely. The fundamental foundation of every single solid portfolio is real estate. When it comes to wealth defense, like, you obviously, if you're trying to make money, then yeah, real estate is going to be great, but it's going to be great over so many
Long.
years. But crypto is going to be the one that you want on like a week to month to year basis, but you're looking about 20, 30 years. I agree. Real estate's the one, man. So I love that ambition. And obviously you said you haven't got to go or like all this right now, but you know what, that leaves so many doors for opportunity, because the more you level up, the more rooms you're going to be in, the more like capital you gain as well, the more opportunities are going to present themselves to you. So I guess what I'm hearing is it leaves so much room for opportunity and options and choice, which a lot of people who work a corporate 9 to 5 don't have. They don't, they can't look after their mom, they can't retire them, which is super wholesome, man. I absolutely love that. So congratulations. They get tied down, they get bogged down in there, become a slave to their trade. They become a slave to their own personal system. So I think the best thing about this in talking to like people like yourself is freedom. It's like there's no other way to put it, right? It's just freedom.
That's the main thing, right? What's the only thing that money can't buy? It's time. How do you deprive people of their time? You make them work 9 to 5 till they're 65. So for some people, it's about how much money you make. But for me, it's about how much time do I have to do what I want, to be with my family, to be with my loved ones. If I want to go walk my dogs for 3 hours, I want to go out my dogs 3 hours. If I don't want to have my phone near me or answer any emails, and that's the goal for me. That's the true power, I believe. It's not having to exchange your time for a paycheck every day.
That's beautiful, man. I couldn't agree more. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, man. Really appreciate it.
No
So
problem.
I'm gonna lead on to my last 1 or 2 questions. So if someone listening to this right now just heard of PlayBit and they're sitting on the fence, what would you tell them? Would you recommend PlayBit? Why should someone listening to this right now act on any of the things that we're saying?
Honestly, man, there's so much to it that you can't even explain or describe to people. But the one thing I will tell them is if you join PlayBit and you're someone that's willing to put in the work, you will never regret your choice ever.
I love that, man. I love that. And that's super similar to what all the previous lifetime members that I've interviewed before.
If you're not a lazy piece of shit, man, like it's so, excuse my French, but like there's so many people that are willing to help and uplift you and like explain you the things. And these are people that are accomplished, successful, that just know better, right? And it's like, why would I try to fight to figure out my own self when there's people that are actually doing it and they're willing to help?
Absolutely. Is this that classic concept of, save yourself the journey by simply asking one who's walked that path before you and doing it successfully, which is the point of mentorship, right? It does shorten your learning curve by not only like thousands of dollars, but of thousands of hours as well. So I'm glad you said that, man. Appreciate it a lot.
Of course, man.
My last question, any final thoughts, anything else you'd like to leave on the table for anyone who might be watching this today?
If you ain't got no money, join PlayBit. Get a loan and join PlayBit, bro. I'm telling you, worth every penny, for real. Every penny worth. Great people, great community, a lot of resources for you to learn, and a lot of vehicles for you to make money from. This doesn't have to be trading. We get it. Sometimes trading might not be for everybody, but you'll definitely find a niche in here to expand. You'll find people from all walks of life, all ages, all experiences, all races, and they'll be able to guide you whether you want to travel, whether you want to be healthy, whether you want to sell a car, whether you want to sell a kidney, whether you want to, I don't know. But you'll find your niche in here, man. PlayBit is definitely for everybody.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Honestly, that was super meaningful and beautiful, man. So I appreciate your time. That's absolutely everything from me, man. I just want to say thank you so much for telling us your experience, your insight, and obviously, like I said, like a lifetime member, I look forward to seeing you forever inside PlayBit, bro.
Thank you, and I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.